Hi, today I'm using the Druid Craft Tarot deck. Philip and Stephanie Carr Gom, I think. Illustrated by Will Worthington. Okay, so this deck I actually trimmed because it had borders on it, which I hated. I went to a creative group and I had nothing to do. I had no supplies or anything, so I manually cut these, okay? So I cut them with the scissors and I cut the corners with the scissors. Took me a while, but it was actually quite an enjoyable thing to do. I haven't really used the deck though, but I liked it. So I'm going to look at situation, action, and outcome, 3 cards. Situation, action, and outcome. Situation, action, outcome. Situation, action, outcome. Funny how sometimes you have to just shuffle for ages. Okay, so situation, 7 of Cups, action, 5 of Pentacles, and outcome, 9 of Swords. Cool, that's what we need on a Saturday morning. 9 of Swords energy. Okay, so I'm going to draw an additional card. What comes after the 9 of Swords, please? Or clarify the 9 of Swords. Four of Swords. Okay, that's a bit nicer. Well, it doesn't have to be nice, but it kind of explains things. So the situation here, this can be confusion, but in this deck, it actually looks really dreamy. And he's got 6 cups here in the pond, but he's got one here. So it's a bit different to the Rider-Waite deck where, you know, he's sort of, oh, what am I going to do, blah, blah, blah. It's almost like the decision's made for him. You know, he's got this cup and it looks like a damn good cup, really. And it's filled with liquid. And yet he's looking at these other cups. You know, it's almost like this cup's not good enough. So there's an element of perhaps not seeing the good in something. Or perhaps, you know, something is too good to be true, but I'm not really feeling that so much. It's almost like, well, that's too wholesome or too something, you know. Could even be, well, I don't know whether I deserve that because I'm used to these sort of vague, meaningless kind of not concrete cups. Like these cups are just sort of images that aren't haven't materialized, you know, whereas this is actually there, right, for him to use and to have. So it could be something that you know, there's a level of dissatisfaction I feel here that feels like the situation. But it could be more complex than just dissatisfaction. You know, as I said, it could be a sense of not being good enough, or it not being good enough. So the action card, this can be, what you need to do, or it could be, what you're not doing, and it feels like it's what you're not doing with the Five of Pentacles. Because the Five of Pentacles, it's about, it can be about needing to move on from a situation where you're stuck, a situation of lack, or a sense of lack. But this is this is a really lovely deck, because it really gives you, it shows that there's an opportunity out there. You've got, interestingly, it looks like you have a prey animal chasing some victim, animal in the wild, which is a bit scary. I guess it depends how you look at things, because that could also be, there's not necessarily prey, they could be playing. They look like different, or it could be this is a youngster and this is an adult. So it does depend how you look about this situation and what your perspective is. It's a very unusual girl, very unusually dressed girl walking down the street in some sort of really strange costume. Anyway, yes, so there could be a distortion of, it can be emotions too, because the Seven of Cups is about emotions. So there could be a distortion and a confusion about your emotions in a situation where you are. So the action here is to, whatever action you are doing, she is standing there, she is looking at this, he is sitting there looking at that. So I feel that it is action itself, some sort of practical action is needed. Perhaps it is, like to get out and to move in some way. Physically move from the position that you're in, because you're seeing things from a certain position. This sounds really kind of basic, but sometimes, like if you're walking along a path and you see a branch, you might actually kind of visualize something in that branch. It looks like a snake, or it looks like a whatever. And then you go, and then you pass that and you look back at that same branch, and it doesn't look like that at all. It looks like just a branch or something else. So there's something that you are seeing differently to what it is in reality. The outcome of that is this Nine of Swords. It's causing stress. It could be causing some sort of worry. It's emotions based. We've got the blue color here, okay? So there's a lot of blue here. That's water. Water is emotions, even though these aren't water cards. The cause of the issue is largely in your mind, okay? Emotions are generated by thoughts very often, not always. Sometimes they're spontaneous. So something needs to be changed in your perception, the way or the angle that you look at things. So it could just be as well that this comes to a head, and it's like the body, the mind, whatever says, like, I'm having a break. You don't want to get to the breakdown stage, that's for sure. But this Four of Swords is a break, okay? and a break from this, either dwelling on something or trying to understand it, a sense of not being able to move forward. You can consciously take action to have a break in some way, or that may happen spontaneously. It might just, I'm just sick of this, I've just got to have a break, whatever. It is necessary. And the outcome with that is, how I'm seeing this guy is 4 is the number of stability. So there's an opportunity here from changing your perspective in some way to get mental stability, a level of mental stability. And then that will help, mentally, emotionally, it's so wrapped up together, really. What I'm seeing also with this is the outcome is going to be an ability to isolate things, to take things one at a time. He's got one sword in his lap, and it looks like he's pondering a bit, and it's a state of being calm, and in that calm state, he perhaps is sorting through or has an idea how to make things better. That's what I've got. Cheers.